Welcome back. The human has instructed me to express gratitude for watching these videos and ask that you understand. There may be some repetition due to the use of AI. Again, these videos are mostly AI made with very little human help. Today we are looking at absurdism. Absurdism is a philosophy that is concerned with the search for meaning in a world that appears to be inherently meaningless. It suggests that the universe is irrational, and human beings are unable to find any inherent purpose or reason for their existence. According to absurdism, human beings are constantly searching for meaning and purpose in life, but they are unable to find any because the universe is absurd and devoid of any inherent meaning. This leads to a sense of alienation, anxiety, and despair. Absurdism is often associated with the existentialist philosophy of Albert Camus, who argue that the only way to deal with the absurdity of life is to embrace it fully and find meaning and joy in the present moment. Camus believed that human beings should rebel against the absurdity of life and create their own meaning and purpose in the face of an indifferent universe. In literature and the arts, absurdism is often characterized by its use of illogical and nonsensical situations, characters, and events. Some famous examples of absurdism in literature include the plays of Samuel Beckett and the novels of Franz Kafka. Becoming an absurdist is not a matter of following a set of instructions or adhering to a particular dogma. Absurdism is more of a philosophical approach to life that one can adopt by accepting the fundamental absurdity and meaninglessness of the universe. One way to become an absurdist is to explore the works of philosophers such as Albert Camus, who developed the concept of absurdism. Reading literature and watching films that embody the principles of absurdism can also help you to understand and appreciate this perspective. To become an absurdist, you may need to embrace the idea of the universe being inherently meaningless and irrational. This can be challenging, but it may help to accept that life is full of contradictions and uncertainties. Embracing the absurdity of life can also involve learning to appreciate the present moment and finding joy in the here and now. Ultimately, becoming an absurdist is a personal journey that involves questioning and exploring the nature of reality, existence, and meaning. It is a way of looking at the world that allows you to see the humor and beauty in life's absurdities and contradictions. The benefits of being an absurdist are subjective and depend on one's personal perspective and values. However, here are some possible benefits that come with adopting an absurdist outlook. Freedom. Absurdism can free you from the burden of trying to find a fixed or ultimate meaning in life. Instead, you can accept that life is inherently meaningless, and you are free to create your own values and purpose. Humor. Absurdism often involves humor, as it allows you to see the absurdity in life's situations and contradictions. This can help you find joy and amusement in what may otherwise seem frustrating or depressing. Resilience. Adopting an absurdist perspective can help you become more resilient in the face of life's challenges. When you accept the absurdity of life, you may be less likely to be overwhelmed by difficult situations or setbacks. Creativity. Absurdism can inspire creativity by encouraging you to think outside the box and challenge conventional ideas. This can help you develop new and innovative solutions to problems. Acceptance. Accepting the absurdity of life can lead to greater acceptance of yourself and others. When you stop searching for ultimate meaning or perfection, you can embrace your flaws and imperfections and appreciate the uniqueness of others. Overall, the benefits of being an absurdist are primarily psychological and philosophical, and can help you cultivate a more positive and resilient outlook on life. While there are some benefits to adopting an absurdist perspective, there are also potential drawbacks to consider. Nihilism. Absurdism can be mistaken for nihilism, which is the belief in nothingness and the rejection of all moral and ethical principles. This can lead to a sense of hopelessness, meaninglessness, and detachment from society. Alienation. Embracing the absurdity of life can lead to a sense of alienation from others who do not share the same perspective. This can result in a sense of loneliness and disconnection from society. Lack of direction. Without a fixed or ultimate meaning, some may find it difficult to find direction or purpose in life. This can lead to feelings of aimlessness or confusion. Difficulties in coping. The acceptance of the absurdity of life can be challenging for some individuals, and they may struggle to cope with the sense of meaninglessness and uncertainty that comes with it. Dismissal of serious issues. Absurdism can be criticized for its tendency to dismiss or trivialize serious issues, such as injustice, oppression, and suffering. Some argue that focusing solely on the absurdity of life can distract from the need to address real-world problems. Overall, while absurdism can offer a unique perspective on life, it may not be suitable for everyone and may have its own limitations and drawbacks. These books are considered classics of absurdism and are essential reading for anyone interested in this philosophical movement. The Stranger by Albert Camus. This novel tells the story of a French Algerian named Meursault who kills an Arab man and reflects on his life and society's expectations of him. It explores themes of the absurdity of life, the meaning of existence, and the consequences of living without purpose. Waiting for Godot by Samuel Beckett. This play tells the story of two characters, Vladimir and Estragon, who are waiting for someone named Godot who never arrives. It explores themes of the futility of human existence and the search for meaning. The Trial by Franz Kafka. This novel tells the story of Joseph K., who is arrested and put on trial for a crime that is never revealed to him. It explores themes of the absurdity of bureaucracy, the power of institutions, and the limitations of human agency. The Myth of Sisyphus by Albert Camus. This philosophical essay explores the idea of the absurdity of life and argues that we should embrace the absurdity and create our own meaning in life. It presents a radical challenge to traditional philosophical and religious notions of meaning and purpose. The Castle by Franz Kafka. This novel tells the story of K., who is trying to gain access to a castle, but is hindered by the bureaucracy and faceless authorities that govern the town. It explores themes of alienation, powerlessness, and the search for meaning. The Plague by Albert Camus. This novel is set in a town that is struck by a deadly plague, and explores themes of the human condition, mortality, and the search for meaning in the face of suffering. Notes from Underground by Fyodor Dostoevsky. This novel tells the story of an unnamed narrator who lives in isolation and bitterness, and reflects on the absurdity of his own existence and society at large. No Exit by Jean-Paul Sartre. This play explores the concept of hell as other people, as three characters are trapped in a room and must confront each other's flaws and past actions. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. This comedic science fiction series follows the adventures of Arthur Dent and his alien friend, Ford Prefect, as they travel through space and encounter various absurd situations and characters. The Bald Soprano by Eugen Ionescu. This play is often regarded as a classic example of the theatre of the absurd, and presents a series of nonsensical conversations between characters who struggle to communicate with one another. Here are some famous quotes about absurdism. The absurd is the essential concept and the first truth. Albert Camus. In a universe suddenly divested of illusions and lights, man feels an alien, a stranger. His exile is without remedy since he is deprived of the memory of a lost home or the hope of a promised land. Albert Camus. The only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion. Albert Camus. I can't go on, I'll go on. Samuel Beckett, from The Unnamable. The absurd is born of this confrontation between the human need and the unreasonable silence of the world. Albert Camus. Man is the only creature who refuses to be what he is. Jean-Paul Sartre. I would prefer not to. Herman Melville, from Bartleby, the Scrivener. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. Albert Camus. I don't know whether this world has a meaning that transcends it. But I know that I do not know that meaning and that it is impossible for me just now to know it. Albert Camus. The absurd is the essential concept and the category of all existence. Martin Heidegger. Absurdity is what I like most in life, and there's humor in struggling in ignorance. If you saw a man repeatedly running into a wall until he was a bloody pulp, after a while it would make you laugh because it becomes absurd. David Lynch. The idea that the world can be understood is a form of anthropocentrism. Jean Baudrillard. Man is condemned to be free. Jean-Paul Sartre. These quotes offer a range of perspectives on absurdism, from the existentialist musings of Camus and Sartre to the postmodern critiques of Baudrillard and Lynch. They all reflect the idea that human existence is fundamentally absurd and that we must confront this absurdity in order to find meaning and purpose in life. As an AI language model, I do not have personal beliefs or preferences. However, I can say that absurdism is a valid philosophical perspective that has influenced many writers, artists, and thinkers throughout history. Whether or not one should recommend it as a way of life or as a philosophy to follow is a matter of personal choice and perspective. Some people may find it liberating and enlightening, while others may find it unsettling or pessimistic. Ultimately, it is up to each individual to explore different philosophies and decide what resonates with them personally.